Hi everyone, welcome to Wanderlust Live on Instagram. My name is Devon Young and I'm here with DJ Taz Rashid live as well, which is always super special to have during a flow class. Thanks for being here, Taz.
Devin, thanks so much. I'm happy to finally meet you, and we're working together online. And I was telling some of the other teachers, is like, you talk to people over and over, or you see them, or you hear about them, but then you finally meet in these kinds of funny circumstances, and
Yeah.
we're in different locations, working online. So I'm just grateful for these collaborations, and a lot of magic is possible in these collaborations, because we don't know what's going to happen, and I just absolutely love that. So thank you so much for saying yes to this class and being here. Love it.
Yeah, this is awesome. It feels like we get to meet people all around the world these days thanks to Zoom. So, yeah, and thanks to all of you for being here virtually. It's Sunday morning, so we're going to be, taking it pretty easy and chill and go at your own pace, of course. And if you have any props, you can use them. So blocks, blankets, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm sitting on a block right now just to get my hips a little higher. So feel free to find a comfortable seat on anything that you have around. Block, pillow. Just make sure it feels really comfortable to sit up tall. So take your time to kind of find that. And then once you are there, close your eyes. We'll take a few moments just to ground down on this Sunday morning and find our own pacing of breath to start with. And the joyous part of having a live DJ is that we can really start to breathe with the music. If you're familiar with my Tuesday class, this will be a FIXX class, so 45 minutes of pretty continuous flow, but set to the beat of the music, which hopefully gets us into a meditative state, of a flow state, if you will. So find an inhale and exhale through your nose that feels natural for now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your eyes fall back into your skull. And just get really tall. I'm outside, so if you are as well, take in the sounds around you, the air, hopefully the warm air on your skin. And this month, especially at Wanderlust, we've been focusing on self-care, and I wanted to add just a little bit to that. So good to take care of our own bodies, our own minds, but hopefully we take care of ourselves so that we can sort of transfer that to others, to help those around us, maybe strangers on the street, those in need, so many during this time. So important to stay healthy physically, mentally, so that we can help the ones that we love, bringing more kindness and awareness into the world. Take a couple more breaths like this. Maybe even deeper now that you've started to focus on the pace. And you'll switch the crossing of your legs, so just bring the other shin in front. Again, whatever's comfortable. Sit up even taller, readjust if you need to, and now lift your arms overhead. And see if we can lift not just from your arm muscles and from the shoulders. See if you can lift from your waist, from your lower belly. Lift up and get really tall. Breathe in. Take a side stretch to the right. You can prong your fingers, bend your right elbow, and lean as far over to the right as you want to go. Your eyes can stay closed or you can blink them open. And there might even be a little movement here, so you can round into your back, let your chin fall towards your right shoulder or your chest, and then maybe you open a little bit so your chest reaches towards the sky. Maybe you stay pretty still, following your inhales, your exhales. And come back up as you're ready, and we'll twist to the right. So take your left hand, press it into the right thigh, and take your right fingers and press them down into the floor if you can reach. And get even taller. Lift your chest, gaze over your right shoulder, and if it feels okay in your neck, drop your right ear towards your shoulder and get a big stretch through the left side. Come back through center, We'll do that all on the other side. Side stretch, prong your left fingers, lean up and over. You can bend your left elbow so you have a little spring. And maybe there's a little movement round into your back. Feel your lat muscles stretch, the big back muscles. Let your head fall forward and down. And then maybe you go the other way, a little back bend. Gaze up, chest up, breathe in. Reach a little further as you breathe out. Come back up through center. Twist to the left. You can press your right hand into left thigh, left fingers into the floor. Breathe in, get tall. Gaze over your left shoulder. Left ear can drop, stretching the right side of your neck. Slowly come back up. Lift your arms, lift your waist, get really tall. And take your hands together at your heart. Close your eyes again if they're not already. And like we've been doing for the past year, we'll ground ourselves and connect ourselves even though we're apart. A couple of cleansing breaths and one Om. Soften shoulders, soften jaw. Clear out your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more like that. Breathe in and let it go. And now for Om, breathe in, fill up. Oh. Feel that sound and vibration just settle you a little bit more. Settle you into this Sunday morning. And you can feel free today to work with eyes closed as much as you'd like. It won't be very complicated movements, but of course if you need to take a look, I'm always here. Take your time and start to shift into a tabletop. If you're sitting on something, you could move the block or the pillow off to the side. It might feel good to stretch out the back of your knees so you could straighten one leg at a time, tucking your toes on the floor. And then start to spread your thumbs even wider, fingers really even. And we'll start to find the pacing of the breath. And again, it's in the music, but if you ever lose it, just take a little break. Child's pose is always there. Press into your palms, draw your shoulders back, and find a little cow pose. Drop your belly. Round into your cat back, chin to your chest. Hold this first one a little longer. Cow pose, breathe in. Round and curl, breathe out. One more like that. So it's a slow pace to your breath. Inhale. Round as you exhale. Find a neutral spine, flatten out through your back and tuck your toes. Start to hover your knees off the floor. See if you can just hold there for a beat. Pull your lower belly up and in. Take one more breath in and find a downward facing dog. First one, hold a little longer, bend your knees a little side to side. Work through the back of your legs, work through the bottoms of your feet. Work into this morning, seeing what needs to be a little more open or maybe a little more attention needs to go to a certain area. Maybe you bring all the attention into your breath. Full breath. Lift your tailbone a little higher. Exhale, send your heels closer towards the floor. As you breathe in, lift your right leg and step it through. Find a low lunge. Bring your back knee to the floor and come on up. Reach your arms overhead and find that same lift, not just from your arm muscles, but from the very depth of your core. Lift up. And keep pressing into your right foot. One more inhale. Side stretch to the right. Your right fingers can drop down, or you could press your right hand into the top of your thigh. So you can get your right thigh to descend a little more. And your left hip, your left waist to get a little bit longer, a little lighter. And come back up, reach through your arms. Open twist to the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm forward. Get a little wider across your chest, a little bit more buoyant. You're gonna keep this twist and just tip down, left hand to the floor. Start to lift your left knee. Breathe in. Left leg strong and straight as you open even more through your chest. Maybe even gaze up. And take a breath. Bring your right hand down, frame, and step it back quietly as you can. High plank pose. First one, holding a little longer. If you need to, knees come down. Press into your palms, especially the pointer finger and thumb knuckle, and see if you can pull your heart through even more. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog, press into your palms. As a little flow, just those two poses. Plank pose, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Roll your spine, plank pose. Down dog, hips up and back, exhale. Good. Plank pose, breathe in. Lower slowly all the way down, bend your elbows and land your belly, your hips on the floor. Point your toes. If your blocks are in the way, just move them forward and start to walk your fingertips off the mat. We call it cupcake hands, like you were holding a cupcake from above. Press into your feet, press into your finger pads, and start to roll yourself up. Breathe in. Head up last. Breathe out, roll down. Head comes down last. Twice more, breathe in. Rolling cobra. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale. Roll down, exhale. Take your hands right by your chest, tuck your toes. Press up to a tabletop, so nothing too fancy to start. Knees stay down. Tuck your toes and lift your knees, hover. Downward facing dog, lift your hips. Take a breath in and out. Other side, lift your left leg from your inner thigh. Step it through, back knee down, Anjaneyasana. Rise up, breathe in. Stabilize with your left leg, with your lower core, and see if you can lift a little taller. Inhale, float your ribs. Side stretch up and over. Left fingers hover towards the floor, or use your palm and press your thigh down. Get a little bit more secure in the left leg, the left foot, and a little lighter through your right waist, all the way through your right fingers. Deep side body stretch. Breathe in. Reach a little further, breathe out. Come back up. Open twist to the left. Get really wide. You can gaze to the left or even gaze back towards your fingers. Open wide across your chest. Keep this twist and tip your right hand down. Back knee will lift. Activate your right leg and turn towards your left inner thigh. Take a breath. Imagine your left hand was still on your left thigh. Press it down with your mind and maybe gaze up. Full breath in. Left hand down, plant your palms, step it back. Plank pose. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hips way up and back. 2 times with the breath. Plank pose. And downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. This time, shift forward. Come all the way down, slow to the floor. Walk your fingers off your mat. Press into your finger pads and roll yourself up. And go with the breath. Inhale, roll. Exhale, lower. Close your eyes. Feel your breath moving with your body and moving with the music. One more. Inhale, lift, and lower. Hands by your ribs, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Okay, you could leave your knees down, or put your knees down, or press right back up. Think plank pose. Back to downward facing dog. We'll move through that one time with the breath. Slow pace. And then if you lose it, remember you can always take a little pause and reset. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your right leg. Inhale. Step it through. Down. Rise up. Inhale, Anjane. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, back up. Open twist. Right arm reaches back. Stay here for a breath. Get wider. Tip it down, low lunge twist. Lift your back knee. This time, right arm overhead. Stretch through your fingers. Take your right hand down. Plank pose. Shift forward, breathe in. Use your knees if you want. And lower all the way to the floor. Fingers off your mat. Rolling cobra, come on up. And lower slowly down. Breathe in, come on up. Exhale, roll your spine. Doesn't have to be that high. Breathe in. And roll down. Okay, hands by your ribs. Tuck your toes. Press up, either table or plank pose. Pull your chest through. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Last time through this, lift your left leg. Step it through. Back knee down to the earth. Rise up. Inhale. Side stretch. Exhale. Rise up. Breathe in. Open twist. Take an extra inhale. Stretch a little wider. Low lunge twist. Right hand down. Left arm high. This time, left arm overhead. Spin your thumb up. And then both hands down. Step it back. Plank pose. Chest pulls through. First time, chaturanga, your knees could come down, bend your elbows just halfway. See if you can hold this first one for an extra breath, and then you choose, come down for cobra pose, or flip to the tops of your feet. Lift your knees, lift your thighs. First upward facing dog. Pull your chest forward. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. We'll all meet there. 5 breaths. If that feels like a really long down dog right now, take a child's pose and rest. Inhale and exhale. See if you can stay with that pace. Breathe in and out. Wherever you're at. In and out. We'll meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. So if you're in child's pose, make your way through a down dog, and then slow, walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Feet as wide as you want, hang your head. Bend your knees, if that feels better on your lower back and your hamstrings, and then pinkies into elbows. Give yourself a little sway. Hang your head, let your spine drop. Breathe in, breathe out. You can switch the arms, opposite pinky on top. Inhale. Long exhale. One more. All right, release your hands down. Bend your knees. Roll yourself up. Your feet. Lift your arms. Same thing. Can you lift more from your belly? More from your side waist, from your back muscles? And then even make your legs work more. Activate through your quads. Deep breath. Hands at your heart. Feet can stay wide or step them together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Few rounds of Surya A. Reach up. Fold down. Halfway lift, you can press into the floor, your shins. Plank pose to your variation of chaturanga. So your knees can always come down. You could hold high plank. and then you choose cobra pose or upward facing dog. Take your back bend, I'm just gonna stay right here, and then back to downward facing dog. So feel free to skip those chaturangas. I do quite a bit. Otherwise, we'll move together through a few more rounds of Surya A. If you feel like kind of prancing off at your own pace, that's great. Do whatever moves feel good. Let's see if you can stick with this breath pattern. I'll keep reminding you, but you don't have to be with me. Look forward, bend your knees, step, step, or little hop top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold down, exhale, Uttanasana. Rise up, reach. Hands at your heart, exhale, press your feet into the floor. We keep moving, reach up. Fold down. Halfway, lengthen. Step, step, or little hop right into your chaturanga. Back bend. Back to downward facing dog. Just a breath here. In and out. Look forward, bend your knees. Step, step, or little hop. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold down, Uttanasana. Rise up, breathe in. Hands at your heart, out. Ooh, reach up, big bird. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift, in. Step with the other foot, chaturanga, right into it. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, back to down dogs. We keep moving, never getting stuck. One breath, one movement. Look forward, bend your knees. This time you could take a big hop or a couple little hops, feet together, top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold down, exhale. Rise up, breathe in. Hands at your heart, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift, in. Chaturanga, maybe you want to hop. Hop right into it, bent elbows, inhale, open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, options, you can stay here for about 6 breaths. You could rest in child's pose, or we'll take one more round. I'll call out just the breath. I'll start you off. Look forward, bend your knees, step or lightly spring, feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, ground your feet down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. In and out. You could always just hold the plank. Breathe in, move in, back bend. Exhale, we meet back in downward facing dog. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. So you might decide to take a quick rest. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale. Full breath, exhale. Okay, lots of flowing today. So one more round of continuous flow with a pretty traditional, little different Surya Namaskar B, and then we'll slow it down a little bit. All right, look forward, bend your knees, step or hop, feet top of your mat, halfway lift, lengthen, fold down. So just holding a full breath, chair pose, lift up, sit a little deeper, press the weight into your heels, stand up, inhale, fold down, exhale, halfway lift, lengthen. If you're sick of chaturangas, just step back, we'll meet in down dog. If you're there, back bend, down dog, settle right into it. We keep moving. Lift your right leg, step it through, pretty wide, warrior one. Back heel down, reach up. Bend, sit a little lower into your right thigh. One change, arms back, interlace, lift your chest and fold down, humble warrior. Take your breath in, lift your fists, drop your head as you breathe out. Release your fingers, come onto your left toes, and step right to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now walk your feet together, chair pose, bend your knees, sit a little lower, weight into your heels. Stand up, straighten your legs, fold down, breathe. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, Chaturanga or dip it. Open your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we keep going. Lift your left leg. Step it through. Go a little wider, back heel down. Rise up. Inhale, warrior one. Settle. Bend into your left thigh. Reach your hands back, interlace, opposite thumb on top, and then fold forward, humble warrior. Take a breath in, fists up, and fold. Release your hands, come onto your right toes. Step your right foot towards the top and fold over your legs. Halfway, and fold. You can keep your feet apart, chair pose. Sit low, one more round like this. Straighten your legs, lift up, fold down, breathe out. Halfway lift your spine, inhale. Step, step or float back to your vinyasa, wherever you're at. Even if you're still, we meet in downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Right leg lifts, breathe in. Step it through, back heel down, rise up. Warrior one. Settle, go a little lower. Interlace behind you, lift your chest. Fold forward, humble warrior. Breathe in. Fold deeper, breathe out. Release your fingers, look forward. Turn the left toes and step top of your mat. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold down, Uttanasana. Chair pose, Katasana. Sit a little lower. Ooh. Stand up, breathe in. Fold down, breathe out. Halfway lift, lengthen. Step, step or hop, hold or keep moving. Back bend. Back to down dog. Promise, last time through, lift your left leg, inhale. Step it through, back heel down, rise up. Warrior one, sit low, tailbone down. Interlace, opposite thumb, lift your chest, and fold, humble warrior. Breathe in, breathe out. Release your fingers, come onto your right toes. Step to the top, forward fold. Walk your feet together, half lift, fold down. Okay, changing it up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Guess what? You get to hold a little longer now. Press away into your heels. Maybe do a couple little bounces, feel your thighs engage, and then get to your kind of lowest, most stable point and take the twist to your right. Hook your left elbow, press into your palms. Think about pulling your tailbone back as your heart pulls forward. Breathe in. Twist even more. You could gaze up or gaze off to the side. Hug your belly in. And then fold down your thighs. Come up halfway. Step your feet apart first, and then step your left foot back. And get there the easy way this time. Crescent lunge. Press into your right foot. Reach up. Bend your back knee as much as you need to give some space to your lower spine. Lift your arms and bend lower. In and out. Notice the difference after all of that movement, all that flowing. Does it feel more challenging to hold? Maybe not. One more breath. Side stretch to the right. Drop your right fingers or right palm presses your right thigh down so you can get a little bit more depth there. And then same idea, you could round a little bit, reach more forward, Or you could reach a little further back. For me, rounding feels really good. Get into the lat muscles. Come back up, reach through your arms. Take one more twist, hook your left elbow and turn. Back knee could come down. Twist it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your hands. You might want blocks for this. Pyramid pose. Let the right leg relax. Although it's still active, you get at least a nice big stretch in your hamstrings. You can keep your quads active, pull your right hip back. You can come a little higher on the blocks or your fingertips. Take a breath. Full breath out. All right, look forward. Start to bend into your right knee and step to the top of your mat. Fold on your legs. Chair pose with Katasana. Last time, I promise. Well, that might be a lie. Okay, press the weight into your heels. Hold, squeeze your outer hips in and take your hands to your heart. Lean forward a little bit, twist to the left. Press down, left palm into right. Lengthen and turn. Keep breathing wherever you're at. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right, forward fold. Walk your feet a little wider. We'll take one little intermission. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Take a gorilla pose and press some weight into your big toe mound. Mush into your palms. Give your fingers a little release. Take a breath in and out. Okay, just a little break. So release your hands, feet stay hips distance, step your right foot back, set yourself up, crescent lunge, reach up, and then settle in because you're here a little longer. Reach up. Left thigh heavy down towards the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. You can bend your back knee, maybe go a little lower. This time, breathe in. Side stretch to the left, come up and over. It's a little harder to balance. Left hand could press onto the top of your thigh, get really stable, and then maybe round forward a bit. Maybe go back a bit. Come back up. One more big twist, hands at your heart. Hook it over to the left. Press down and turn. Right knee could come down, but if it's lifted, can you lift your thigh even more? Right leg active. Breathe in and out. Whew. Release your hands. Blocks could be nice. Or to the floor and flush out the left leg. Straighten it out. Now really opening the back of your leg while keeping the front of your leg active. So lift your quads. Pull your chest through. It's not quite a relaxing pose, but a little reprieve to find your breath and slow it down. Breathe in and out. All right, look forward, bend your left knee and step right to the top. Take your feet together. You might want to move your blocks out of the way, just push them off to the side. So it's a quick chair, bend your knees. I did lie a little bit, and then we'll twist to the right. So choices, you could always stay here. You could even come into like a frog squat if you'd rather take a little break, or we'll work on a side crow, or the Katasana. If you're new to this, take a little watch first, but you'll want to sit back and down onto your heels. Hands move to the right as far as you can go, so your left elbow really hooks into the outer right thigh. I'm going to move over a little bit. This is it. You can lean forward, bend both elbows, and just kind of catch your balance. You don't have to lift your feet at all. This is the setup. Kind of, baby steps, one thing at a time. Palms press down. Eventually you'll lean so much forward that you might be able to lift one foot, both feet, gaze off to the left. Breathe in and out. Woo. Okay, come on back. Forward fold, little wrist stretch. Press the back of your hands into the floor. Take a little wave side to side. Release your head and your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we gotta do it. Other side. I'll turn to face you. Chair pose. And then you choose. Hold twist. Take a frog squat anytime. Or bend your knees even more. Sit on your heels. Hands to the left. Shoulder width distance. Hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. And then lean forward. Maybe do that a couple of times. Trying to get your brain ready for what's to come, even if it's in like a year. Gaze to the right. Maybe your toes start to lift up. Hold, belly in, press into your palms, and then you come back down whenever you're ready, and we'll all meet little froggy squats. So toes, knees wide, heels together, fold. Let your head go and just round your back. Take a breath in and out. Notice if doing some of those more active poses or seemingly crazy poses gets the heart rate up. Slow it back down with your breath. And take a long inhale and a smooth exhale. One more. Breathe out. Okay, downward facing dog. We'll meet there. And we'll slow it down from here. Lift your right leg. Step wide outside of your hand. Come into a nice wide runner's lunge or a lizard lunge. Your hands could stay on the floor. You could put them on blocks. Or you could put your elbows down, forearms down. I love the blocks. Maybe the floor works for you. We haven't done a ton of hip opening today, so you might just stay here, move around a little bit. You might stay a little higher, or you can let your right knee roll out to the side. Start to breathe into the back line of your body. Keep your belly lifted. And if you close your eyes, you might find that your movement really comes just naturally. Whatever your body feels like it needs, it'll do. Not forcing anything or judging anything. Take a breath. And a deep exhale. If you have the blocks and you like them, you can leave them where they are. Take your hands onto the blocks, tuck your back toes, and just step right into a downward facing dog. If it feels slippery, you're not there for long. Take a deep inhale and lift your left leg. Step wide, runners, lizard lunge. You know, if you were more active on the other side, your back knee could stay lifted for a couple breaths. You could stay pretty lifted, or you find the spot where it felt the best on the other side. If it's different, that's fine too. Maybe your left knee rolls out to the side, and there's a little movement, breathing into your right hip flexor, your left outer glute. Few more long, deep breaths. This is what self-care looks like. Slowing down, taking the time to really breathe and open your body to hopefully open up even more through the mind. Deep breath in and slow breath out. All right, coming out of this, same way. You can move the blocks. We'll press your palms into them and take one more quick little down dog with or without the blocks. Breathe in Breathe out. Take your knees down. Move the blocks off to the side. If you like to use them for Shavasana, just have them handy, although we're not quite there. Take your feet to the floor. Scooch around and roll all the way down onto your back. All right, bridge pose. We'll do this rolling first, and then we'll hold. So always an option to go deeper or come into a supported bridge if that feels better. Take your elbows to the floor and press your feet down and pull them back a little so you light up your hamstrings. Lift your hips, but let's go really slow. So lift, kind of tuck your tailbone and lift like the very lowest part of your hips first, then your sacrum, then your lower back, then as much of your middle, your upper back, your shoulder blades, and go that slowly all the way down. So think shoulder blades, middle back, kind of curl your tailbone up towards the sky, sacrum, and then find your natural tilt. Tailbone pulls forward. We'll do that once more. Tailbone up, hips up, sacrum, lower back, middle back, maybe part of your upper back, and then go the other way, just as slow. Imagining you could curl each vertebra one at a time down onto the floor. It's harder than it seems. This time, press into your feet, tilt your tailbone up, really tuck your tailbone, and start to lift. Go slow, go slow. Find that point where you can hold. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you a little more. You'll get a little more height. If you want to grab the edges of your mat or interlace your fingers underneath you, great. Lift from your quads. Press down into your heels. Switch the interlace. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. And go just as slow down. Release your fingers. Move one vertebra at a time, seemingly, at least, towards the floor. Take a rest with your feet wide and your knees and inner thighs together. One hand could be on your belly, your chest. Breathe into your palms. And softly exhale. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Cross your right foot over your left thigh. Stay here or lift the whole thing up. Slide your hands through, thread the needle, and pull your left knee towards you. But at the same time, push your right knee away from you. And imagine you had like another hand that could push your left thigh away from you too. So left hip forward, right knee forward. Could roll your ankles. Rock a little bit side to side. We'll keep this shape, but take the whole thing over to the left. So you might want to take your left foot down first, scoot your hips to the right, and then let the figure 4 fall to the left. Press your right foot into the ground and gaze off to the right. You could take your left hand and press your right inner thigh away from you. Release and come back through center. Switch. Right foot down, left foot over, figure 4. Stay or pick it up. And find, thread the needle. Move around with intention, but also just letting your body dictate what it needs. Sometimes stillness is the answer. Send your left knee forward and your right hip forward. And we'll keep this shape. Take your right foot to the floor just so you can scoot your hips to the left and let it all fall to the right. Left foot presses down. Right hand presses left inner thigh forward if that feels nice. Gaze off to the left. Slowly release, shift back to center, release your left foot down, and you'll start to find a symmetrical shape where you're really comfortable, but you're going to take a few breaths to get there. So you can always take a little movement first. I'm doing like a windshield wiper with my knees. You could take another supported rest. And when you're ready, you'll slide your legs forward or stay in this comfortable shape for your own resting pose, your final Shavasana. We'll take a few rounds of breaths together and then I'll let you completely relax. Once you're set up, take a clearing breath and let it go. One more like that. Breathe in and out. And we'll just count the breath a few times, even breath, samavriti, in through your nose for about 4, 3, 2, 1, and out through your nose for 4, 3, 2, I won't count, I'll just walk you through it. Inhale. And exhale. One more together. Breathe in. And out. And now if you enjoy that pacing of breath or paying attention to your breath, stick with it. Otherwise, let yourself float away. Let the breath release happen naturally. couple of long and really deep breaths, noticing how much space you've created with all of this movement. And do a little body scan from your little toesies, wiggle them out all the way up through your ankles, your shins, your knees, through the thighs, the hips, and the belly, the arms and the chest. Little movements, waking it back up and noticing how you feel after moving and breathing. You could take some deeper stretches, starting to wake back up the mind, gently, carefully, mindfully, only bringing back what's really useful for the rest of your day. And as you start to move, you can roll to one side, however you really like to get up. You don't have to do it the same way I do it, or the same way you do every day. Maybe lay on your side for a couple breaths. And then we'll all meet up. If you liked sitting on something, find your block again, find your pillow. Notice if you have any more space now, lifting from your very lowest belly, finding the natural curve in your spine, maybe lean back a little bit. As you bring your hands together at your heart, tuck your chin down towards your own chest and give yourself some thanks. Gratitude for being able to do any of this. Hopefully a beautiful Sunday morning. I always love when Shavasana happens right as the leaf blowers start, so I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a challenge. Sit up even taller, and we'll drown out the leaf blower with one more Om together. Big breath in. Om. Loka samasta, sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere know happiness and peace, and may our thoughts, our actions, and our words contribute in some way to that happiness and welfare for all. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. We're so lucky to have been able to be here with you. Thanks, Taz, for that amazing music. If you didn't know this already, I teach the FIXX on Tuesdays at 12 every week, and we always play Taz's music, and it's the same kind of class, a FIXX class. So I hope to see you there, and you can always find us on Instagram if you have any questions or comments. Sorry if that's loud.
Yeah, Devon, it was really great working with you. Yeah, I can hear the leaf blowers a little bit. It's okay.
It's typical. I think
it's life, right?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed working with you. Thank you so much. And everybody, yes, check out the other FIXX classes on the Wanderlust TV app. I've been working on those, I don't know, with Skylar Grant since like 2014 or 15, I think, and a lot of hard work has gone into them. So they're really good production. I always practice to them, and I love it. So thank you so much, Devon.
Me too. We'll see you on Wanderlust TV, and have a great rest of your day, your week.